Hey everybody, Tim here with today's episode of Star Trek Voyager, Season 4, Episode 25-1. Overall, I wouldn't say, this was a great episode, I wouldn't say it was a bad episode, it was just kind of an okay episode. So, the opening sequence is really well done, where they're coming up on this nebula, and then all of a sudden everybody starts getting sick right away, and, starts getting burns and stuff, and even one character dies from the intense burns. And so, this episode is basically about how Seven, who I feel like they're starting to get a little bit scapegoatish with, Seven's not affected because she's a Borg. And it's okay, we get it, but you can't just use the Borg for anything you can't explain. So is not affected, and the Doctor comes up with this idea that if they can figure out a way to go through the nebula, it'll take 1 month. If they have to go around the nebula, it's going to take a year. So the Doctor puts everybody into stasis, and it's just the Doctor and Seven to basically get through the nebula. Of course, as they're going through, the Doctor's mobile emitter stops working, so then it's just Seven. And that's kind of where the Doctor actually has some really good lines in this, where he has to run back to the medical bay, and it's almost like Scooby-Doo or something, where you see the two of them running through the turbo or the hallways. And then as soon as he gets there, he's like, "Oh, home sweet sick bay," and it's that's little lines like that. They're kind of cute. So the rest of the episode is basically Seven, who is so used to being in a collective and hearing everybody's thoughts all at the exact same time, has already had trouble just being in a crew of 150 people or whatever, and now she's by herself. She is just one person on this whole ship, and she has to babysit. And, I'm not going to get too much into it. It's interesting storytelling, but as she's progressing, she starts seeing hallucinations and other aliens and people of the crew, out and about. And she has a very, very difficult time coping. And she ends up having to take away life support to kind of get them through the nebula, because they're on that very edge. And she ends up waking up to the Doctor and Janeway and stuff, and they're like, "You did amazing." And they kind of welcome her into the family, and that's kind of how the episode ends, with her sitting with Tom and B'Elanna and Harry and them at the mess hall, just kind of welcoming her in. So overall, I thought it was a good episode. I didn't think it was great. Evidently, it's a very, very popular episode. I didn't think it was that amazing, but I did think it was kind of interesting. So for those who have seen this one, what did you guys think? This is basically Seven's full season. This is the first season with her in it. So what did you think about her as a character? Go ahead, let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys for everything, and I will see you guys next time for the season finale, Hope and Fear.